We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, bi thứ pháp hội cập nhật thiết chúng sanh, tịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liễu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đắc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Namo Sadanto Suchedo Ye Alahadi San Miao San Putos Ye. Namo Tadakta Toya Daya Alahade Tamil Tamboda Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million eons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu sheng 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 wei miao fa bai qian wan jie nan zao yu, wo jin jian wen de shou qu, yuan jie ru lai zhen shi yin. All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Venerable Qingliang, Venerable Shenhua, Venerable Left Home people, and all good advisors are made to fall. Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại Sư Hòa Thượng Thiên Hoa, Ký Thầy Cô và các vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Chư Phật菩萨、精良大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识，弥陀佛。Hello everyone, today is the 28th of November 2021. Thank you all for coming to our discussion of the first chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra. Okay, we go into, we are now describing here the mise-en-scène, if you will, the setting of this particular Dharma assembly under the Bodhi tree. We are on slide 88. Moreover, fruits made of many gems blazing with dazzling light were interspersed among the blossoms.
复以摩尼而为其果，含辉发焰，羽华坚烈。
Okay, so this Bodhi tree here also have some many gem fruits, apparently not for eating. They're brilliant and they are spaced out among the blossoms. Okay, so you have the fruits and the blossoms at the same time. That's fascinating. Think about it. A flowering tree that also bears fruit. This is what the Bodhisattvas see. Thank you. Right? 90. From all around the Bodhi tree, bright light poured forth.
其树周圆，闲放光明。
So this Bodhi tree here where the Buddha was sitting. It's brilliant. Light was so bright all around. So this is the distinctive signature of wisdom. Prajna wisdom. Prajna wisdom is brilliance. Prajna wisdom is light. Okay, and this is in contrast to the evil or dark forces. Okay, they are dark, and so only the Buddhist and Bodhisattva has a kind of light that can overcome the darkness, the dark light from the demons and the ghosts and the externalists. Okay? It's 92. Within that light fell rain of many gems.
于光明中，雨摩尼宝。
So within this light here, there's a rain. Not only were there fruits of many gems, also the sky around the Bodhi tree was raining down many gems. Okay, why many gems? I think we brought it up briefly. Mani gem is a jewel that is as you wish. Okay, so Buddhism, the more when you first started learning Buddhism, we started by telling you, what is you looking for? And you say, oh, I have this, what is it? I need more energy, I'm stressed out. So say, we can help you, okay? And so that's how you get started. And when you get a little bit higher, a little bit better, then we start teaching you, do you want wisdom or you just want to be like the rest of them? Okay? You want have wisdom like Peter? Why is it so funny? What is the matter with you? Huh? So you want to have wisdom, then you have to be less so. What's the word? Petty. I want to be worshiping. I mean, excuse me. It's so petty. You see what I mean? If you're that petty, you will not open your wisdom. And there are plenty of people willing to take your money and take your adoration and take your, and your devotion in exchange for telling you how great you are. Okay, but Buddhism is about wisdom. Wisdom is you have to start by being less petty. And I've have disciples from my own disciples, from Master Shenhua disciples, or their disciples. After all these years of learning Mahayana, they're so petty. They're counting, oh, I helped you out a little bit. I helped you out of the temple. It must be worth something. You have to pay for the help anyway. Can I get some freebies? Shocking. Yes, you can get some freebies, but it has to be upfront. You come to me and say, I want to help you do this. This is what I charge. I say, okay. Either I pay you, or I give you credit. Okay, up to you. But that has to be a contractual agreement. Okay, but if you come and you say, I volunteer, I contribute to Mahayana, and for that I want special consideration. There's no such a thing in Mahayana. Okay, because that's what? Petty. There's nothing wrong with having a business transaction. So I give you this, in return I want that. No problem with that. However, but if you say, on one hand you say, I want to plant my blessings and help out and so forth, okay, that has to be done in the spirit of non-pettiness. Don't bring me tea and expect me to remember your face or your name. You know what I mean? Terrible. Why? Because it's from a petty mind. When your mind is petty, you make offerings, you create blessings, you create very, very few blessings. If you were to do it without any expectations, without any scheming, without any desires. Understand? So the second stage is that I have to stop being less petty. When are you going to wake up? You've been with him for 10 years now, 15 years now. You're still so petty. Okay? You cannot see beyond, these small things, small gains. You don't realize, for example, this sutra here, the way that we get together and talk about it, you're creating just inconceivable blessings that we don't bother talking about it. It's just too many. Okay? You won't believe what you're getting. Okay? So anyway, so in order for you to begin to develop transcendental wisdom, true wisdom, you have to begin to commit to being less petty. Petty meaning that, what's in it for me? And you count, you keep track, you say, I did this, I did that, I gave this, I gave that. Okay? That's being petty. So you have to let go of that. That's when you open your wisdom, that's when your light wisdom has a chance to shine forth. It's there, but you're covering it up with this pettiness of yours. It's so sad. I see it year after year after year. And and I say, why? Why can't you see? Look around you. There's so many people who are so lofty, sleepy. All those people, It's fascinating. Look at all of you. You're a bunch of, anyway, weird people. So the second level is that you need to wake up and say, I'm going to be less petty. Okay? So that, why? Because I want to be a worthy vessel, Dharma vessel. The Dharma will not be given to impure vessels. Being petty is impure. Your mind is impure. Okay? And then once you get that, then you have a chance to develop, maybe become a fourth stage arhat, maybe not, we don't know. Okay, but after that, then you have a chance to develop prajna wisdom. Prajna wisdom is what? Prajna wisdom is money gems. You get what you want. Why do you think we become bodhisattvas? Because we're stupid? Come on. Bodhisattvas always get what they want. Shh. And that's why these money gems are falling down from the heavens at that assembly. You understand the progression? So where are you? Ask yourself. Don't need to answer me. 194, Sutra text. Within those money gems, bodhisattvas profuse as clouds simultaneously appeared.
摩尼宝内有诸菩萨，其众如云，俱时出现。
See? So the bodhisattvas, commentary, the bodhisattvas appeared simultaneously, okay? Meaning there's no travel, they didn't need to hop on a plane or get on a body jet or something, okay? It just appeared simultaneously. This is spiritual penetrations. profusely as clouds. So that tells you the kinds of people who practice Mahayana, okay, who develop wisdom, who became bodhisattvas in this universe, is countless. Okay, and that's why, you see, when you have these bodhisattvas, in order to adorn a way place, you can't just use paper flowers, or you just can't use just regular offerings. You have to have many gems. Does it make sense? Otherwise, it's just what bodhisattvas expect. Okay? Or don't expect. 96. Moreover, due to the thus come one's awesome spiritual power.
又以如来威神力故。
97. Okay. All these manifestations is from the Buddha's spiritual penetrations. Which ones? Too many to count. Okay? 98. The Bodhi tree issued constant and wonder sounds, proclaiming dharmas without end.
其菩提树横出妙音，说种种法，无有尽极。
So, 99. The Bodhi tree issued constant and wonder sounds, proclaiming dharma without end. What does it remind you of? Anyone? Just checking. Anyone? Hey, policewoman who knows the past. Have you heard it before? Anyone else? Hey, boy. Does it remind you of anything?
No.
Useless boy. Go back to your country. Anyone else? Yes, Conk.
Master, is this Pure Land?
Yeah. You go to the Pure Land. There's Bodhi trees. What happened to the voice without a face? You go to the Pure Land, the Bodhi tree, all those trees are adorned, the flowers, the gems, there are all sorts of 7 gems, and as the wind blows, gently breeze blows, these trees emit sounds, Dharma sounds, with all the bells and the tree, all this, they're like an orchestra, and you can, in that music, actually music, when a resident hear the music, it's actually they're hearing Amitabha Buddha speaking Dharma to them. Okay? It's right here, same thing. Similarly, okay, this Bodhi tree issue constant wonder sounds proclaiming a Dharma without end. Okay? This, I gave you the clue already. Hey, Kong, you cheated. You see this, huh, Kong? Tell me you didn't see it. Okay. But anyway, so you see, another interesting aspect is that Buddha's jobs is what? Speak Dharma to you constantly. That's the most important thing that Buddhas do. They speak dharmas for bodhisattvas. Education, training. Not just Buddhas. If you really care for your children, you have to educate them, you have to train them, teach them the right things as well. Agree? Huh? Buddha really cares for, all the Buddhists really care for the Bodhisattva who are their sons and daughters. Okay? That's why they're constantly speaking Dharma for them. You love your children, you have to speak Dharma for them, the proper Dharma for them. If you love your disciples, you have to speak Dharma for them. It's your jobs. You can't say, I accept you, my disciple, and not speak Dharma. What kind of teacher are you? You see here, monks and nuns, you have to speak Dharma. You have to learn the Dharma and speak the Dharma. Okay? So that's the Bodhi tree. 100 now, it's adornments of the place, adornments of the palace. The trees, the Bodhi tree is adorned. Now the actual palace, that place there, that field, open field, is called a palace. 101. In the palace of the Deskam One, towers and pavilions that were vast, magnificent, and adorned pervaded the 10 directions.
如来所处，宫殿楼阁，广博严厉，充遍十方。
102. And this palace, in the palace of Deskam Ones, he lives in a palace. Buddha have a good life. Huh? No wonder he was so unimpressed. What happened? You remember the story? Huh? Old monk, what happened to the story of the Buddha? See, I have to go to work now. Okay, let him rest. Okay, just continue to rest. It's okay. He works hard. He doesn't look it, but yeah. Okay, so the Buddha, as he speaks Dharma, he speaks Dharma from his palace. Okay, and so when I look at this, and it reminds me of his story when Shakyamuni Buddha came to our world, was born into the royal family in India, in Nepal, that border region there, in that kingdom, he was a crown prince of the pure rice king. And the king really adored him, doted on him. So what did he do? He built palaces for the Buddhas. Remember? He built summer palaces, he built, winter palaces, he built, all kinds of buildings, horses and maidens and concubines and wives and so forth. Okay, and guess what? Buddha was not impressed. He said, "Is this all?" Now you know why. That's why he's able to let go and say, "What are you so impressed about?" The world people said, "No, I don't believe this Buddha was a crown prince who would abandon all the luxury or all the privileges." Okay, that, for example, nowadays, in England, the royal family is so intent upon keeping those privileges and those wealth and those fortunes, whereas they said, why would I abandon those things? That's worldly thinking. But the Buddha said, I've seen better. Are you kidding? This is nothing. Okay, because that's proven here. He has the palaces. The palace has towers and pavilions that were vast, magnificent, adorned. They're innumerable. Okay, they're endless. Actually, you sort of wonder why. I mean, why does he need so many palaces? Huh? Buddhas, are they that greedy? Why is that? Huh? Anyone help me out? The sheer number tells you why he won't be impressed with whatever we give him here in this world, okay? But why does he have so many things, many of the civilians and towers and so forth? Why? Huh? Hello? Why?
I don't know.
I know the answer already. Useless boy. Go back to Dragon Land. Go ahead, Conk.
I think maybe in prior life, before Buddha left home life, he had too many concubines, and then he has to pay back, and they fight each other, so he had to put in each palace, because otherwise they will fight him.
They would fight and it would be a nightmare. You put all the concubines in the same pavilion, like the Turks. You know, in Turkey, you know, here in history, it's a very good answer. In Turkey, you know, they have these what is it called? Harem. You guys are so boring. Harem. So the Turk princes, whoever the sultans, they have these harems. And they have these women, and they live together. And they're biting and crushing each other's eyeballs and, you know, and do petty things each other. Okay? And it's hell on earth. So that's why she's right, you know. You have all these concubines. You need to separate them for the sake of the peace in humanity, in the world. Okay? So the point being that why does he need all these countless towers with pavilions? Okay? Because it's being used by his countless disciples and followers, his retinue. Make sense? It's not for him. Agree, disagree? It's come with privileges. If you are part of his inner circles, you get to, you know, have a code, have a card entry to those places. Make sense? Buddhas manifest these things in order to help his retinue, not for himself. It tells you his constant retinue is not 1,255 bhikshus. It's endless bodhisattvas, countless bodhisattvas. Why? And concubines. Why? They're being taught. Keeps them around to teach them. Right? He keeps them around so that they can hear the Dharma all the time. All right. So, pervaded the 10 directions, meaning that his disciples are not just in a Saha land, but it's in all over the 10 directions, meaning what? He goes everywhere in this universe to teach living and help living beings. This is the realm of the Avatamsaka Sutra. We're no longer talking about Agama store where, you know, the Buddha sits in a Bodhi tree and he teaches 1,255 bhikshus. All right? It's an eye-opening thing for all of us. When we first initiated the Buddhism, we thought as the Buddha sat in a Bodhi tree and a constant companion of bhikshus and bhikshunis. Actually, it's a lot bigger than that of a picture. All right? 103, fashion of many gems. They were multi-hued and enhanced by various intertwining and jewel blossoms.
众色摩尼之所集成，种种宝华，以为庄效。
Anyone would like to make a comment? No? Okay, I continue then. Multi-hued. Okay? So the subtlety. Okay? Subtlety. The teaching is very, very subtle. Okay? So the multi-hued, the tones is different. The words are different. The meaning is different. Therefore, it manifests in itself of the colors and hues that are, like your OLED TV set, if you will. That's the closest one I can think of. How many do they have? Like 1 billion colors? Huh? Oh, that's not an OLED. This is an LED. This has 16 million colors. The OLED has 3 billion colors. Huh? You see that? The subtlety are necessary to convey the message. Is that clear? You understand? This TV here can only handle 16 million colors, 16 different nuances. And all that TV can handle, well, I think 3 billion. See? And the Buddha's Dharma can handle countless, multi-hued. Okay? Enhanced by various intertwining and jewel blossoms. Okay? It's whatever he does is successful. Flowers are the proof that the fruition is attained, is accomplished. Okay? And the jewel blossom, these are very, very precious, invaluable accomplishments manifested in the form of flowers. When you practice Mahayana, your attainment is priceless. And that's why the Buddha manifests as jewel blossoms. Does it make sense to you? It's not what you think. It's not like, what's a big deal? No. What we're doing here is a big, big deal. Because what you're doing here, I just talked about today at lunch. Okay? I was a little bit still sleepy today at lunch. Okay? But I was talking today at lunch. And I said, one thing that dawned on me is that why is it every year it gets harder and harder? We get more and more attacks, more vigorous, more vicious attacks, and from all directions to everyone, not just me anymore. Okay? It's because, I don't know. Why? Because the last 15 years, people have become enlightened through these Chis. Just like the Buddha said, the Chis are the place where we select future Buddhas. And if that's really happening, then they will come and do everything possible to stop you, to inhibit you, to obstruct you from getting there. And what these idiots are don't know, is that we let them. Come to Daddy. Hurt me. Huh? Go for it. Are you in great pain? You need to hurt me? That's how bad I was. Okay, so you have these jewel blossoms are the manifestation of his disciples. The level attained with these disciples are extraordinary. Okay? They are priceless attainments. Is that clear? Intertwine. Why intertwining? So one attainment is connected to another. They help each other. That's why they intertwine. They could not be there without each other. Is it clear? And I have a disciple who is like a Doberman. Yeah. You give her to do something, and then you say, okay, that you can handle it. Now let's see where you can move on. No, so you assign someone to learn from her. Oh, what are you doing here? It's my territory. Look at, like a hateful dog. How dare you come near me? This is my blessings. If it ever becomes a flower at all, can be one flower in the entire tree. It's no intertwining at all, because no one can take advantage of it or can benefit from that. Okay? 105. From all adornments therein, light pours forth like clouds, forming banners of overlapping reflections, the galleries of the palace.
诸庄严具，流光如云，从宫殿间华影成床。
When Master Shima died, 25 years ago, we were all distraught and we were all confused. Okay, and during this funeral services, she took some photos, okay, of these of the event, and on some photos you see actually banners of light of different colors. Okay, what does it tell you? Bodhisattvas were there. And these light, all these adornments, especially light and colors and hues and different things, are from the Bodhisattvas. Okay? 107. Innumerable Bodhisattvas, speaking of, and all the assemblies in their Bodhimandas gathered there together.
无边菩萨道场众会，咸集其所。
And so in 108, within these exquisite banners, there appeared countless bodhisattvas, these innumerable high beings, Buddhist knights, were accompanied by their retinues. These bodhisattvas are such high status that they never go anywhere by themselves. Okay, so in the future, when you go to Wei Mountain Temple, you have to charter the whole airplane for your own retinues. See, I call a sales pitch. Yes, 9.
From Chun, was what the thief did to my car an attack too?
Yeah, attack my reputation. Master's temple is horrible. It's only bad places where your car is even safe. Maybe, actually, it's a sign of the times. People are suffering so much that they're so desperate. Before in San Jose, that area is not bad. It's not rich, but it's not bad. Where our temple is, it's not bad at all. Actually, every single house is $1 million at least. How can it be bad? Okay, it's crazy. The prices in San Jose. So all these are millionaires, but they go around and steal catalytic converters. It's weird. I'm here too, Rosemead, houses are like $800,000. San Jose is about 1.3, 1.5. Here is $800,000, half of it. Okay, and there are some Hispanics residents who stay in the low cheap apartments here near the Hispanic supermarket. Walking distance from here. They have right behind it. There's a lot of apartments there, and that's where they live. And then they live in a very poor conditions. There are a lot of them. It's the same room. Okay, that's how these people live. Very tough. And now they can't even find work. So what do? They go around and grab whatever they could, including our steel. The steel, that Earth Star statue there in front, that thing there, that thin staff, they would steal that. They would sell it for a few bucks. That's it. By weight. Worth only $2, $3. They would steal it too. Times are bad. People are desperate. Okay? And you can't blame them. They're suffering, and they're blaming it on us. They say that, that this country is exploiting them, abusing them. And they're not wrong. They just happen to be abused. In the future, they would take in their turn to abuse the new immigrants. That's capitalism for you. Okay? My ancestors were abused. Your ancestors were abused. Now they're abused. That's capitalism. What else is new? Okay, there's no need to get so angry. But my point here is that people are suffering so much. They're so desperate. That's why they do these things. You go anywhere, you expect. You live anywhere, you expect that they're going to do stupid things. Invade your house, break into your house and steal your things. Steal your hubcaps, catalytic converters, tires, and so forth. I was long ago. I flew into LaGuardia in New York for the first time on a business trip. So I had a chance to take a cab to somewhere, on a cab, and I was. This is like in January, during January, so it's kind of cold. And so we drove on all the speed, the highways, in New York. What are they called? Okay. Anyway, so and I saw cars, older cars being pulled to the side of these high speed ways, expressways. And I was shocked to find out they sat there without hubcaps, without tires, without anything. Okay? And I said, say what? I mean, I don't see this in where I came from, but in New York. In our New York, our pride and joy. Okay? Our numero uno city of the United States. You have these cars abandoned by the thing, and they're all barren. And I couldn't understand. I said, and then a few miles later, I saw, a bunch of people jacking cars up and stopped by the bike and pulling out hubcaps and tires and so forth. I said, oh, that's what happened. It takes only minutes for that to happen, and they're done. Now those people move to Rosemead. So watch out. Okay? Just life. Okay? But apparently the person who asked this question is still traumatized by it. Poor thing. Embrace them. You understand it's their pain. That's why they're inflicting pain upon us. Don't get traumatized. They violated your car. Yes, I understand that. They violated my houses, my temples. Yes, it's traumatizing. Okay? But we're sharing in the pain and suffering. That's all. Drop it. It's okay. We're still here. Okay? Okay, so these bodhisattvas have huge retinues. Okay, and these retinues are no ordinary living beings, because for them to be able to attend, there must be bodhisattvas too. So they have the small bodhisattvas acting as retinues of the big bodhisattvas. Yes, did you have something to say?
Master, what is a small bodhisattva?
You're not sure they're all bodhisattvas?
No, what is a small? You said there's a small bodhisattvas and they're part of the retinue of the big bodhisattva, but what is a small bodhisattva? Are they like,
Yeah, they're short. 5. What's a small bodhisattva?
No, I would just want to ask if in the future we can go with Master to listen to Flower Adornment Sutra.
But you're not a bodhisattva. Nor am I. You're jumping the gun. Let's wait until we become bodhisattvas first.
In the future.
I can't wait for that now. What are you doing again in order to become a bodhisattva? Okay, sorry, just checking. Okay, so what's a small bodhisattva? Someone help me out. Old monk, what's a small bodhisattva?
Thầy con nghĩ tiểu Bồ Tát là những cái vị mà hạnh nguyện nó ít hơn, nhỏ hơn những cái vị mà đại hạnh đại nguyện. Chẳng hạn như Văn Thù Sư Lợi hay là Phổ Hiền đó thì đại hạnh đại nguyện cũng giống như Phật. Còn những vị Bồ Tát nhỏ là họ mới tiến lên tới vai trò thấp hơn. Hạnh nguyện và phước báo họ ít hơn.
Master, I think the small bodhisattva, they have small vow and conduct. So compared to the great bodhisattva, like Manjushri, those are close to be the Buddha. And the small bodhisattva, their role is like smaller, lower.
Bodhisattvas, in general, they have bodhisattvas and mahasattvas. The Buddhists are very polite. They don't call them small bodhisattvas. It's I who choose to use the word small bodhisattvas, okay, to remind the current bodhisattvas in the U.S. They're still pretty small, not to think so highly of themselves. Okay? Yeah, that's for the reason. But if you're bodhisattva, you're special, very special. Unless you think highly of yourself. Like you're special. Like you're better than the rest of us. Okay, look, this assembly here have so many bodhisattvas. Countless bodhisattvas attending this lecture. So I assure you, the bodhisattvas present in this country are also countless. So it's no point in thinking, I don't care who you are, in thinking you better, your attainment is special. It's not. It's nothing. That's why I'm a little bit more upfront, say call them small bodhisattvas, okay? But actually, bodhisattva actually have two kinds, a regular bodhisattva and a mahasattva, okay? So the regular bodhisattva is what I call small bodhisattva. All right. (109) Issuing the light of all Buddhas and inconceivable sounds.
已能出现诸佛光明，不思议音。
So 110, all these bodhisattvas here who were in attendance were themselves issuing the light of all the Buddhas, okay, that shone upon them. And within light, they could emit wonderful and inconceivable sounds. Okay, so even the bodhisattvas were emitting light and sounds as well. So they themselves are at work and teaching. 111. Regal manigems accentuated laced-like nets.
摩尼宝王而为其网。
So these the royal manigems, okay, and they are orderly, they are organized, okay, they're not random at all. They're there because of specific reasons, not random at all. Okay. Yes, 9.
Two questions from Jane and Kenix. Are small bodhisattvas below 8th ground?
Yeah, I would call small bodhisattvas are below from 1 to 7. Okay, that's a standard. The bodhisattvas from 1 to 7, and from 7 to 10 are called or higher are called mahasattvas, if you will. Okay, so it's not about me, it's not about my standard, it's about the fact that in the real universe, wherever they go, okay, they recognize it so. You go to these places where the Buddha's palaces, pavilions, so forth, there's hierarchy. Similarly to, for example, in our Sangha, in our world, our small world, there's hierarchy. You know, that's why you walk behind someone who has higher status than you. Recognizes higher status than you. So there's status. It's hierarchy. There's order in the structure of the worlds. There's no chaos. It's recognized, meaning that these bodhisattvas, when they come, they know their places. Okay? They fall into the proper places. They can't just sit anywhere they want. Okay? So they're very respectful. They know their status. Yes, 9.
From Jason K. Do bodhisattvas go to sutra lectures if the Dharma speaker is lower level than them?
Absolutely. So many of them go to sutra lectures, have a good time. Listen, like they go, instead of going to the comedian store, what do you call that? Huh? Comedy store, thank you. I keep forgetting the names. the comedy stores, you know, they go and they say, oh, that is so funny. Bodhisattva needs to have fun too. Unlike some of us who says, nah, it's not Taiwanese enough for me. I don't do that. I'm above it. No, it's part of, just because you're Bodhisattva doesn't mean you can't entertain yourself, can enjoy yourself and just like, you know, shake hands with people and go buy from Craigslist and go, you know, offer up and so those things because you want to feel, you want to meet with the people, shake hands with real people and try to con those real people just for the heck of it. It's not like now you're Bodhisattva. I don't go to places like that. He's just low. Are you kidding? Then you're not a Bodhisattva. You guys, the Chinese teach you all the wrong stuff. The Koreans, the Vietnamese, they're all indoctrinated and brainwashed their own kind. So they said, no, you're supposed to be a certain way because I expect you to be that way. The Bodhisattvas are free from that. That's what I'm trying to teach you. Do not allow others to pigeonhole you and tell you what to do. When you're in their world, it's okay. Okay? This is time for that. When you go into, integrate into society, yes, we need to do things that are expected of us. Okay? But absolutely, go to comedy stores. These poor Asians. How shocking. You're impure. To you, yeah. Because you're impure no matter what we do. I'm calm. Sutta text. All these states appear from within the Bodhimanda due to the effortless spiritual power of the thus come one.
如来自在神通之力，所有境界皆从中出。
114. So all these inconceivable states, okay, that are observed within this Bodhimanda, these countless palaces, okay, are due to the effortless spiritual power of the thus come one. What is effortless spiritual power? What kind of nonsense is this? What does it tell you? Spiritual power is effortless? It's like I'm mining Bitcoin. It's effortless? Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. It's like you know, when you're sitting at home on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon and you're just flipping the channels, and then like the PGA Tour comes on, and you've never played golf, and you're like, oh, look at that. Look how easy it looks. And they just kind of hit the ball 350 yards right down the middle of a dogleg left, and you're like, I could do that. And you flip the channel. Effortless.
Effortless. You can do that. That's really effortless. Yes, very good. Who else? What's effortless here? Yes, Kath.
Could it be like, effortlessly mean would be like, for example, you cannot put any work into it.
Like snoring. Would you call it effortless?
Yes.
Yes? Thank you. See, I rest my case. You understand effortless? Huh? So what does effortless mean? It means that you don't even think about it. You just Okay? But that's spiritual power from at our level. But at the Buddha's level, it's slightly different. All these sounds and light and all those things. So in other words, we are preparing to be effortless ourselves. Yes? Okay. So anyway, effortless here. I'm not sure the translation, how to translate this, but the concept here is 自在. Okay? I don't like the word effortless. Okay? Because these people don't understand effort or effortless. Okay? They definitely do not understand effortless. That's why they use the word effortless. Okay? The 自在 here, okay, is a state of at ease. It's not effortless at all. So if you use effortless, I would then cite as an example snoring. Don't make any effort, you snore. But is snoring 自在, at ease? Not necessarily. You understand the difference? So the translation effortless here is it's not quite accurate. 自在 here refers to the fact that you are at ease. You just be yourself. Okay? Meaning what? You sit there and someone comes over and you say, and insult you. You're still at ease. You're still yourself. It doesn't bother you. That's self-mastery. That's at ease. Or someone comes over and say, "Oh, great master, I am your disciple. I want to be your concubine." And then get on the knees and kneel on the knees. "Oh, master. Okay. And what do? Nothing. That's self-mastery. You're not. Doesn't affect you. Understand? You like it inside, but you don't show it. That's effortless. If you like it inside, you say, but inside, "Oh, I'm so cool. Take a photo." Okay, somebody take a photo. That's effortless. The self-mastery is that they insult you, they praise you, they think you're God. You still, Understand? There's a difference. Self-mastery at ease here means that no matter what happens outside around you, it doesn't bother you. Someone comes over, a ghost comes over to you and says, "You should feel so bad." I say, Someone, a magic ghost, come over and say, "You are God, you are goddess, remember that." You say, You see? You recognize all those things, eh? Do you see any advantage of being at ease, having self-mastery? And again, strike the effortless here. This is wrong translation. Okay? But what's the advantage of that? Because somebody asks, so if they praise you, you like a dead wood, like a statue. They praise you, they worship you. You're a statue. They insult you. You also are a statue. So what's the big deal? Why? Yeah? Why? What's the big deal? Why? Four.
Well, it sounds like it's not a big deal.
But why? Why even bring it up then? If it's not a big deal, why say Buddha has this self-mastery, has this at ease state, has this, or these people call it this effortless state, as if it's such a cool thing. Effortless. I don't need to make any effort. Yes, four.
Well, I think at our level, we need to make an effort to get there. And then that gives us a goal that then when we reach that level of bodhisattva, well, it's going to be pretty good.
So it's a cool thing, huh?
I think I'd like to be there.
Yeah.
Shouldn't I want to be there?
Huh?
Shouldn't I want to be there?
Then you have to make the effort.
Yeah. You're going to have to work hard.
Yes, Obak. Why do you keep on talking about this? One, two, Thai Pusa. One yin at ease Bodhisattva called one yin. Why?
Con nghĩ là các vị đó đã chứng vào cái không đó thì nó là tất cả, các gì cũng trong cái không đó thì đâu có cần gì cố gắng. Cái đó là họ là những cái đó thôi. Đâu có phải là lấy ở đâu đưa vô đâu. Do mình học thì mấy tổ mới nói là ông có tất cả thì cần phải làm cái gì ở đâu có đó của mình mà.
Very good. That's correct. Don't translate that. Well, it's by the time you guys learn Vietnamese, we have to learn your languages. Huh? You want now to learn, advanced wisdom, Maya wisdom? Learn Vietnamese. The Chinese are saying, we have all the wisdom. The Taiwanese say, we have, it's our wisdom, it's in Chinese. And then you explain to me, Zhu Zai. Huh? You can't. Then learn Vietnamese. Go ahead, translate now.
Master, I think because they already attend the emptiness, so everything is contained within the emptiness. They don't have to make any efforts anymore. It's already theirs. So they don't need to take anything and put it in. So the patriarch usually say that you have everything completed within. So it's yours already.
You get it? Translation is not that good, but that's why you want to learn Vietnamese. Xin Tu will start teaching Vietnamese tomorrow. Now she has no more kitchen duties. Why do you hide behind the pillar? It's the state of the Buddhas. When you get there, you see the advantages. Okay? It's inconceivable. It's beyond cool. Okay? 115. Images of the dwelling places and abodes of all beings also appeared therein.
一切众生居处屋宅，皆于此中现其影像。
116. So it has the dwelling places and dwellings of all living beings also appeared therein. Okay, apparently he also manifests. The Buddhas also manifest this place of all living beings, their houses, their homes, and their habitats, not just only of the attendees, but it says 一切众生, so it's everyone, all the living beings as well. Okay. Don't try to understand. The Buddha is just showing off. I don't know how it happened. Where you say, hey, you can see everyone. You want to see where Xinan sleeps? Okay? And you see it right there in the light. And then the Wei Mountain where someone is snoring. You see? So all these things appear as you wish to see. Okay? They appear. Okay? 117, Sutra text. Moreover, from the aid from the spiritual powers of all the Buddhas encompass the entire Dharma realm within a single thought.
又以诸佛神力所加，一念之间悉包法界。
Okay, 118. Not only the spiritual powers from Shakyamuni Buddha, but also the spiritual powers of all the countless Buddhas in the Dharma realm, in the universe. Okay, so what you see, what the Bodhisattvas can see in these assemblies are not just from the powers of one Buddha, it's from countless Buddhas in the universe. And you guys are impressed with one demon, one god, one Vishnu or whatever. The Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas are innumerable. All right, and this thing here is encompassed within one single thought. Okay, one thought, all of that appear. You don't have to say, to my right will be these people, to the left will be these people. There's an aisle here. Okay, there's one thought, boom, everything appeared. Yes, 9.
From Min, Master, can someone with spiritual powers go to the time and place where the Buddha was enlightened?
Go to where?
Someone with spiritual powers, can they go to the time and place when...
The Thai place? What's Thai place?
The time and place. When and where the Buddha was enlightened.
Thai place like Malaysian place or...
Time and place.
You make me have a craving for Thai food. This is what you just did. It's 10 o'clock at night. I was driving last night on the way back, and it's about 2 in the morning. I was running out of sugar. So I said, have any snacks? And the answer is that, no, it's only for Jared. You're the master. You're not supposed to have snacks. I'm kidding. So anyway, time and place, you can go where the Buddhas are. Of course you can, as long as the Buddhas allow it. In this world here, people are full of themselves. They think they can do anything they want. It's not true. Okay, because it's just orderly. You think it's like Republican versus Democrats and all those things, okay? or Russia versus China versus the U.S. and so forth, and North Korea, South Korea, North Vietnam. I mean, is that North Vietnam anymore? You see, all these things happen. Okay, it's still in this world as under the guide of the Buddhas. It's because these death settlements are naturally occurring. Is it clear? Okay, 119, now we go into the adornments of the lion throne, where the Buddha sat. 120, the lion throne was tall, immense, and exquisite.
其狮子座高广妙好。
So Buddha, when he speaks Dharma, he sits on the lion throne, a Dharma seat. We call it a Dharma seat here in our world, but for the Dharma king, he sits in a lion throne. Okay, and this lion throne here was tall, immense, and exquisite. Okay, it's a lion throne. The lion throne is because it's the analogy of when the Buddha speaks Dharma. It's like the roar of a lion, and the sound is Dharma. Is as scary, as overpowering as a roar of a lion, that scares away all the demons and ghosts and externalists. They're so frightened, they all run away. Okay, and so that's why now you understand why the Bodhisattvas are always speaking Dharma for his students, for his trainees, because then they are able to ignore the voices in their heads. They inject bad thoughts in the brains. So that, by the way, this is one thing that you can do for yourself. Those of you who are depressed, who have anxiety and all those things, when you hear these voices are overpowering, turn on the Dharma talks from Master Shenhua, from so forth. These beings, they can easily overpower those evil thoughts in your head. Okay? Don't listen to them. Okay? Because if best yet, you're able to record the Buddha's sermons yourself, I would turn them on 24 hours a day too. Okay? 122, the dais was made of many gems, the nets of lotus flowers.
摩尼为台，莲华为网。
So this Dharma seat, it has the shape of lotus days, okay, and right now in terms of Dharma seats, the only thing you can think of, because of my limited exposure, is the Korean Buddhists. These Dharma speakers, they sit in this Dharma seat, and so it's interesting how they're able to preserve the culture, is able to value and preserve that. It's rather special, okay, because it shows culturally they value the Dharma. Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, it just came to my mind. So this dais here is made of many gems and more many gems, and the lion throne also is adorned with nets. Okay, of lotus. They're made of lotus flowers. 124. Pure and wondrous jewels formed the wheels, and multicolored flowers were fashioned into garlands.
净妙宝以为其轮，众色杂华而作璎珞。
Okay, this Dharma seat, this lion throne, also adorned with pure and wondrous jewels, form that are fashioned into wheels, and multicolored flowers. They are strung together into garlands to adorn this lion throne. Okay, commentary here on 125. Wonderful jewels form the wheels. Pure, these pure jewels. Pure jewels means that no dust can land on this lion throne. Okay, this from the consequence or the results of holding your precepts purely. Okay. Okay. Yes, that's from a low-level perspective. All right. And multicolored flowers are fashioned in garlands resembling jewel necklaces. This is how you want to be decorated for the Buddhas. You need to pay attention to all these things. Okay? The halls and pavilions, towers and alcoves, stairs and railings, doors and windows, all objects, whatsoever, were completely bedecked.
堂榭楼阁皆器户 I don't know how to pronounce this one, sorry. 凡诸屋像，备体庄严。
Okay. That's when you have a window next to you. When you do a copy and paste and look up the thing while I'm doing the commentary, and then you append it later. Okay? So on 127, the halls and pavilions, towers and alcoves, stairs and railings and doors and windows, all these structural elements, okay, designed by the Buddha's architect, okay, were adorned exquisitely, okay. It reminds me of our buildings here. Do you see any adornments at all? It's so barren, it's so embarrassing. We're so far away from Buddhahood, aren't we? This is depressing. I mean, you're so far from Buddhahood. Yes, 9.
From Brady, why is the Buddha's throne referred to as the lion's throne?
It's because the analogy of the Buddha speaking is like the lion's roar. And every time he speaks Dharma, the beasts are frightened. Okay, the lion roars when it roars. The lions roar. The lion being the king of the beasts. Whenever the lion roars, all the other beasts pay attention and they're frightened. Okay, and either they run away or they become submissive and respectful. Same thing here. When the Buddha spoke Dharma, interestingly, this is something that differentiates the Buddha from the Bodhisattvas, is that when the Buddha spoke Dharma, the beings were respectful. Okay, that's interesting to me. That's why his speaking Dharma is analogous to the roar of the lion. Because you hear, you frighten, you become respectful. This thought of disrespect or whatever will never cross your mind. Okay? Whereas, I just went up north and then looked at one of the students, Master Xianjie, who went to the Chan class, and look at him. God, you're so disrespectful. After all this time you've been coming here and you're still that disrespectful? As if we're a bunch of idiots, you come and suck our blood? That's it? It's because we lack virtue. Okay? We're no lions. I'm saying they're not afraid of you. They're not respectful of you. And they're committing offenses when they do that. Okay? So that's why this is a state that we only pertains to the Buddha. Only he can say he sits on a lion throne. Okay? We just poor imitators. 128. The branches and fruit of the jewel trees spread out symmetrically.
宝树之果周回坚列。
Okay, this Bodhi tree here, not the Bodhi tree, but this is the Buddha's the seat, the Dharma seat, the lion throne here. Okay, it has branches and has trees too. Okay, and it's spread out symmetrically. So I'm not sure I understand why it's always symmetrical. Occasionally I prefer to have chaos versus symmetry, but apparently as far as the Buddha is concerned, when you reach Buddhahood, everything seems to be symmetrical, for orderly. There's no room for chaos, for individuality, for being American. We prefer chaos and anarchy. You have an idea, old monk? Why is that? Why is it always symmetrical? Yeah, too. Go ahead.
Mô Phật của Thầy. Nói về làm Bồ Tát, Thầy Ngài Hòa Thượng Tinh Hóa là một vị Bồ Tát. Làm Bồ Tát cũng đâu có dễ đâu Thầy. Bị người ta khi ghẻ lên, khi ghẻ xuống, bị người ta đạp lên, đạp xuống chứ đâu phải làm Bồ Tát cũng dễ đâu. Bởi vì giống ngày xưa, Ngài Hòa Thượng Tinh Hóa đó, Thầy mới ấy đó, Thầy cũng bị người ta đạp lên, đạp xuống, khi ghẻ này kia. Rồi đó, Thầy đệ tử, Phật tử đó, rồi theo đó, bỏ lên, bỏ xuống cho đâu có theo. Thấy làm một vị Bồ Tát không có dễ đâu. Chứ bây giờ Thầy nè, cứ ngồi ở đây cũng là làm vị Bồ Tát nè. Bồ Tát này là ở trong cái bóng tối á. Bởi vì người ta cũng chê lên, chê xuống nữa. Đó. Là cái đó cũng là một cái hay đó Thầy. Mô Phật.
Master, from what I see, like Master Xuan Hua is a bodhisattva. It's not easy to be a bodhisattva because people would look down on him, criticize him, and then he has disciple, but then they followed him, and then they abandoned him, they deserted him. So it's not easy to be like him. And then, like for example, you are right here, you sit up there to speak Dharma. You are similar to the bodhisattva that stay in the darkness, and then people criticize you, they badmouth you or whatever. But actually, this is also a good thing.
Make up your mind. If it's a good, why are you criticized? You're contradicting yourself.
Mô Phật rồi bây giờ đó thầy ngài đã làm được gì Bồ Tát, thầy ngài máy bay ngài đi rồi, rồi để người ta chúng sanh ở đây muốn làm gì làm để cho người ta xin nghỉ một cái để cho người ta xin nghỉ. Mô Phật.
Master, now they know that he's a bodhisattva, but he already said goodbye to us, and then he left us behind, and then we can do whatever we want.
I see. Well, the way I look at it is different. Okay. If you look at Master Hsuan Hua's followers now, they are very respectful, very grateful, and they're well behaved up to a certain point. Okay, so that's the result of his work. And so, if you want respect, you want comfort, you want safety, then you stay within his shadow. You get what you want. You get all those things. Because they respect him, and therefore they extend that respect and support, adoration for his disciples. Okay? If you're serving the same people. But whenever you tread new grounds, you trail new trails, and you create new trails, it's part of the work. It's part of cultivation. I remind you of the story of Shakyamuni Buddha. You look at his path of cultivation. Okay, he came from being a crown prince, and he abandoned all that, abandoned all the advantages and privileges of being from a royal background, and to become a beggar, go from one extreme to the other. Okay, and then he chose the hard way. Okay, and the reason he had the 5 attendants is not because he asked for the 5 attendants. It's the royal parents who were worried, so they sent the 5 attendants to take care of him. Okay, it's not like he chose it, but as part of condition for them to accompany the Buddha, they also themselves have to endure hardship and suffering. And that right there is the nature of cultivation. You want to cultivate. You want to end suffering. What do you have to do? What do you have to do? If you want to become enlightened, you want to end your suffering, what do you have to do? It's so clear right there. Yes, 6.
Master, you need to learn to endure the suffering.
You have to endure suffering. Since when now that being a monk and nun is supposed to be a comfortable thing, where you're going to have a beautiful palaces and nice cars to drive around and good food to eat and all those things, all these privileges, otherwise you might as well, not become a monk. You're better off getting a job, making money, and have all those things that you deserve. Cultivation is the personal choice of wading into areas where it's difficult, where it's a lot of suffering. That's why it's called cultivation. That's Buddhist cultivation. It's not supposed to be comfortable. What are you talking about? Yes, remember? At first, when you shave your head, we say, oh, this is very wonderful. You want a comfortable life. You have a life where, you don't have to worry about making money anymore. Food will be provided for you. Okay, look what kind of food we eat. Look how happy we all are. Okay, that's only the beginning sales pitch. But once you get in to the real training program, you find out you want to run away as far as possible from that place, okay? Then you know you come to the right place. If it's you come and you say, oh, I'm so comfortable, I'm so happy, people like me so much and adore me and give me food and donuts and, food I want to eat, and they treat me like, I'm so special. That's not cultivation. That's bribery. That's self-indulgence. You cultivate. You have to suffer. You have to endure suffering. Stop whining and say, why so difficult? Why so hard? It's so hard because that's the only way for you to open your wisdom. We started you by asking you to train to sit in full lotus. It hurts. It doesn't make sense. Right there. So embrace difficulties, embrace suffering. All right? So eventually, when you understand that you endure more and more suffering, this has a way. It has happened already. It has a way. Look at the Buddha's disciples. They ended all suffering. Okay? So don't be afraid of suffering. Embrace them. All right. Questions? All right. 130. Clouds of money, light shone on one upon another.
摩尼光云互相照耀。
So these 131 clouds of money light shone up one upon another. So these mighty lights are actually not only emitting light, but their lights are also they're also lit from the light from the other many lights. So it's the analogy to me, it's the imagery of these bodhisattvas' accomplishment, these light of wisdom accomplishment, their own are benefiting the other bodhisattva accomplishments as well. We're all the same team. Okay? And clouds, and tells you how many there are, is amazing to me. That you only count, your math is so small numbers. Where here in Buddhism we talk about clouds of bodhisattvas and countless bodhisattvas, accompanied by their retinues, who are also, not low, their bodhisattvas here probably are accompanied by mahasattvas. Okay? They're not even the small bodhisattvas should be back at the temple taking care of business. 132. The Buddhas of the 10 directions conjured up majestic pearls.
十方诸佛化现诸王。
133. So the Buddha's 10 directions manifested all these majestic pearls. Let's see why. 134. So they're majestic pearls as well. 134. All bodhisattvas came, emitting dazzling light from the wonderful gems in the top knots.
一切菩萨髻中妙宝，悉放光明而来迎着。
Okay, so all these four bodhisattvas in attendance. Okay, all the bodhisattvas in the top of their head this light, okay, where these light are actually bright. They emit light, and what kind of gems are there stored in the crown, the heads? Okay, what kind of gems? Money gems. Okay, boring. What kind of gems? When you become a bodhisattva yourself, what kind of gem do you think you're going to have in a top knot? Yes, 6.
Any kind of gem I want.
Any kind of gem you want. He's a big thinker. That's the only way for it to be worth it for him. Anyone else? What kind of gems you're going to have? Can I interest you in 42 different kinds of gems you're going to have up here? Huh? When you do the 42 hands and eyes, eventually in the future, in the head here, you have 42 of them. And they all emit light. All right? It's a cool thing. And so there, 136. Moreover, aided by the awesome spiritual power of all the Buddhas,
复以诸佛威神所持。
okay, they proclaim the thus come one's vast, great state.
演说如来广大境界。
Their wonderful sounds, far-reaching and eloquent, penetrating everywhere.
妙音遐畅，无处不及。
See what else? Okay, 139. Okay, aided by the awesome spiritual power of all the Buddhas. Now we're not talking about just Sakmina Buddha. We're talking about the Buddhas, all the Buddhas in the Dharma realm, okay, are aiding all these bodhisattvas. Okay, so that's why if you have a ticket, an invitation to attend these Dharma lectures, you are something else, because then the Buddhas will come and aid you with their spiritual powers. Isn't that cool? I'd love, that alone is worth the price of admission to me. That's slightly better than the comedy store. Okay? So all the Buddhas actually are aiding all these bodhisattvas. And these, by the spiritual help of all the Buddhas in the universe, we don't know which one are helping which. Does it matter? It doesn't. Okay? They proclaim, these bodhisattvas proclaim the thus come one's vast and great state, the wonderful sounds, far-reaching and eloquent, but penetrating everywhere. So they're describing about how wonderful the Buddha, how inconceivable the Buddhas are, and what these proclamations are made in wonderful sounds, so wonderful, and they're far-reaching and eloquent, and they go everywhere, meaning nothing can stop these sounds at all. Okay, so now it's not just the Buddhas, but it's the bodhisattvas who are praising the Buddhas. Okay, and now you understand why all the Buddhas of the universe have to aid these bodhisattvas. Isn't it clear to you now? Why? No? It's called... Why? You read these sutras and Chinese didn't explain it to you? Hey, spy number 1. Didn't your master explain to you why? Why is that? Why the Buddhists have all the Buddhists in the universe have to have all these bodhisattvas? Why is that? So obvious to me. Daniel, you and your big mouth, you must have an opinion. That's pressure. Yeah. Put pressure on him. Yeah. Have an opinion? Why? The Catholics don't get it. You Buddhists must get it. Why? So obvious. What's the matter with you? Educated people, smart people, successful people, you don't get it. Internet people, now's the time to give me the answer. 4.
A master to pay them back.
Pay them back. Boring. 5.
Master, is it because Bodhisattva cannot conceive the state of the Buddha? That's why the Buddha have to eat them?
Yeah, but boring. Anyone else? Compassion, the old monk is so boring too. You guys are so boring. You live such sheltered life. You don't even know why these things happen in the universe. Yes, 4.
Well, could it be that the bodhisattvas are really fun people?
This woman here is crazy for fun. Yes, anyone else? Why? 8.
Thank you, Master. I think it's Christmas. Buddha need vacation, so Bodhisattva had to work harder.
It's Christmas time, he says. They need a break. Yes, okay. 2.
Mô Phật và thầy, cái này con hiểu thôi ha. Giống ngài Hòa thượng Tiên Hóa đó, thầy bây giờ ngài đi rồi, bây giờ ngài muốn truyền lại thầy, bây giờ truyền lại, bây giờ ví dụ truyền lại cho thầy đi, thầy lại ủng hộ cho thầy vậy thôi hả? Thầy là một vị Bồ Tát, là một vị Phật á, mình kể là một vị Phật truyền lại giúp cho những sau này, cho những sau này, thầy cho thầy vậy đó. Ví dụ thầy mình nói gần như vậy thôi, nói tới xa là cái kia thì rất là xa. Giống bây giờ ngài đó là đi rồi ngài muốn truyền lại, thầy phải truyền cho một vị thầy để ủng hộ thầy vậy thôi. Đó là giúp thầy để cho thầy hoằng dương Phật pháp để đi độ chúng sanh.
Don't you wish?
Mô Phật.
This woman is always up to something, getting me in trouble.
Master, I think, like, for example, Master Xuyên Hoa, he already passed away, but then he also left behind he left behind something, like, for example, for you to do things. So now we have to come and support you. So that you can propagate the Dharma.
Don't listen to old women, okay? It's so obvious, guys. Come on, you really lack imagination. Really, you really haven't lived in the real world yet, have you? I'm a monk. I don't know much about the real world, and you don't even know anything at all. You live in there, you don't understand at all. It's a matter of called status. Yeah. You get it? Huh? Do you get it? Oh my God, I have to explain everything to you? I can just spell it out, I give you a clue, and you give me some more? No, it's so simple. You're the Buddha. Put yourself, suppose you're the Buddha. Fragment of Buddha. Yes? And your disciples are there in the audience. And then there's a group of disciples from Medicine Master Buddha. And then disciples from Amitabha Buddha. Can you see now? I'm describing the assembly there for you. So far, so good? Okay. So now, these disciples of Shakyamuni Buddha, when they praise the Buddha, who should they praise? Shakyamuni Buddha? Hell no! It's too embarrassing. Because people like Vicky think, oh, the Buddha is praising himself through his own disciples. So because of that, we avoid the appearance of being self-serving. You understand what I'm talking about? So Shakyamuni Buddha's disciples, when they praise the Buddha, they'll be aided by the other Buddhas, not Shakyamuni Buddha, because it's too embarrassing to get your own disciples to praise yourself. Isn't it obvious to you? What is the matter with you? So that's why the Buddhists have to help all these people, because they don't want to, help their own disciples. It's so obvious. You're not impressed. You think Buddhas don't pay attention to those things? They do it effortlessly. They don't say, I'm going to ignore you. But they happen to help all the other people only, not their disciples. You understand? It's common sense. What is the matter with you? Am I the only one who has imagination here? Go ahead, old monk. You want to say something? You agree or disagree? You, my disciple, remember.
Phật muốn giúp các vị Bồ Tát để cùng với Phật độ cho nhiều chúng sanh. Tại một mình Phật thì bây giờ chẳng hạn Phật Thích Ca đi rồi thì biết bao nhiêu Bồ Tát còn lại tiếp tục công việc đó. Phật giúp cho họ cho công việc cho nó nhanh.
Yeah. Boring. Let her translate.
Master, I think the Buddha have to help the Bodhisattva so that they can cross over more living beings. So, like for example, Shakyamuni Buddha no longer here, so they have to help those Bodhisattva to help more beings.
Well, I was presenting it to you in a comedy store fashion. Okay? But Shakyamuni Buddha, when he chose to help the other the Bodhisattva speak, he naturally said, you should be praising Medicine Master Buddha, should be praising Amitabha Buddha, you should praise Bao Sheng Wang Buddha, and so forth. And naturally, he doesn't think of himself. It happens spontaneously. So the Buddhas, they naturally, remind these bodhisattvas, aid these bodhisattvas in knowing how to praise the Buddhas of the 10 directions. Can you imagine that state where all these bodhisattvas here are simultaneously speaking Dharma about all the Buddhas in the universe? It's an incredible state. And here on earth, we're talking about believing in God. Seriously? Okay, next time we pick up from 140. Thank you, everyone. Back to the salt mine, okay? More suffering, and more suffering. Thank you.